I'm just left in awe of what you have overcome. Because not only did you just overcome the trauma of rape, but the cultural system, right? And that's not easy. And so just again, hearing your story just further just really proves of why life matters, right? And I'm just happy that there's people like you that are fighting for life. So thank you.
Thank you.
Society doesn't want you to bring the baby to birth. And
No, they make you feel like we should be ashamed. Why?
Yes.
We didn't do anything. The rapists should feel the shame and they should be punished, not the babies.
Yeah.
And what really it's very uncomfortable is we need to change the narrative. Why they're making us believe that we are not worth it anymore, that we don't deserve better, that our life has ended because we're pregnant, unexpectedly pregnant, especially from rape. And especially, why do they offer abortion? Why is the only solution they offer? Why they don't, if you decide to keep it, if they say that's a pro-choice, why they don't give you the choice to keep the baby and offer you really help? Instead of offering me help, people judge you. There's bullying, there's discrimination because they tell you, well, what were you wearing? It's your fault. What kind of clothes did you have? What were you doing, walking? I'm like, I'm not supposed to walk anymore?
Yeah, I think
Is that my fault?
I think
to
that's one of
trust?
the,
Yeah.
sorry, that's one of the things that I had to work through was that I was blamed too because I put myself in that position. And so even if I'm honest, even till this day, I feel like I'm partly to blame because I put myself in that position. And it's like, so that narrative is so embedded in your mind. And I can only imagine the shame and guilt that other women feel because of what they've been told. You put yourself in that position.
Yeah,
And
but
it's like, I could have, but that doesn't give somebody else the right to
yeah,
violate
but they
me.
also judge you because
Yeah.
you're a teen single mom
Yeah.
and you started early.
Yeah. Oh,
You know,
yeah.
like what kind of person are you? You might be very, promiscuous or something.
Yeah.
And because of my daughter, I didn't end up drinking or doing drugs or, being promiscuous. I mean, she saved me from all of that.
That's awesome.
And I wanted to prove society wrong. I wanted to prove all these people that they were wrong, that I was gonna raise my daughter by myself and I was still put myself to school and make out of something of my life to prove them that my life didn't end with the pregnancy,
Yeah.
that I was still valuable and that I wanted to help other women who went through the same thing because it's the moment that everybody should speak up. There's so many rapes and we had to keep quiet because what they're gonna think about us. Why do we have to feel that shame? So we had to do something and I just think it's time for us to speak up and make people change that abortion. It will never be the solution because even now I struggle with PTSD. Unfortunately, my daughter passed away a few years, so something is still hard to talk about it. But if you ask me what was the worst thing that I ever gone through, it was losing my daughter.
I'm sorry.
My birth mother, who had me after being raped, she said that there were no pregnancy centers back then, but if there had been, she would have gone. But she said at the time, nobody offered her any other help or hope, just abortion. And sadly, even though there are more pregnancy centers today than there are abortion clinics nationwide, still most women don't know that there is help and hope, and they're just offered abortion, even today.
Yes, and there's so much help available today. And before, like you said, didn't know where to go, where to ask for help. Even though I would not change anything, I would not even change the rape because my daughter was the best gift that I have. And she gave me so much love. And she was so special, just like you, like you all three, that your value is not in the way you guys were conceived.
Yeah.
She used to go to the abortion clinics and they used to tell her, how does it feel to be the product about being raped, your mom being raped? And she used to tell them, I'm the product of her love for me. And I don't deserve to die for somebody else's crime. The way people's conceive, it doesn't make any difference, in their value. Everybody has their own dignity and
I'm sorry, I'm so emotional. I just felt, well, no, I just felt so bad for you three being shamed for something that was no fault of your own. And it made me think of my mom sharing with me that even within her friends, they all kind of chastised her for leaving the front door open when she carried in groceries and the attacker followed her in. You know, you should have never left that door. I would never leave a door open. Why is that just a protection response from people thinking this will never happen to me because I will never, walk down the street or grocery shop at 2 p.m.? I don't understand it. I don't know why it hit me so hard. That, and then also you saying that you wouldn't be who you are today without your daughter.
Yes.
I feel the same way about my daughter, and I know my mom feels the same way about me.
Yes. I'm sure she loved you so much, and I'm sure it was so hard for her to tell you, because it was so hard for me to tell my daughter, because I didn't want to go public, because I didn't want to hurt her feelings. But she always knew that it was something different. When she was only 4 years old, she wrote this letter where she was telling me, thank you for not giving me away. Thank you for keeping me. Thank you for giving me my life. When I read that, I knew she was the one who gave me my life back. And it was hard because at that point I knew that I wanted to start sharing and I needed to heal by talking about it, because I was going to abortion clinics, and I used to tell them, if I did it, you could do it. I'm not gonna lie, it's not easy, but nothing in life is easy. But it's definitely worth it. And so I told her when she was almost 18, and I asked her if it was okay to talk about it, and she said yes, because she knew that I loved her so much. And she knew that I struggled with PTSD. And she used to be there for me when I had nightmares. And so that's why I would not change that moment, that horrible moment that they could have killed me. I went home. A lot of girls don't come back home.
So what I would say is I get the honor of carrying on my mom's legacy.
Yeah.
She passed away on Thanksgiving of 2020, but before that, she got to meet all three of my daughters, her granddaughters. She was mentally challenged. That she died at 57, but she was still only an 11-year-old child. So they colored together. They played with Barbie dolls. And it was hard. I had been sharing my story publicly, nationwide at that point, and I have a video of when I met my mom for the first time. And I show that video, and I call her my hero. You're a hero.
Thank you.
I shared publicly that she had passed away, and what they told me was, she's not just your hero, she's ours too. So I get to carry on that legacy because of the choice that she made to give me life, right? And so I just thank you. And you are a hero.